What's going on, y'all? Let me tell y'all something. I started recording this video yesterday, and I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened, but well, let me not say I recorded it. I had plans on recording this video yesterday, but honestly, I was so distracted by stuff that was going on around the neighborhood because, and I literally had just came back. I'm sorry to not get right into the movie, but I had literally just came back from doing my little walk around, get my little exercise in. I probably was up here for a good 10, 15 minutes or so. And next thing you know, I hear this boom, boom. It was like a double and a half booms. Okay. Figure that out for yourself. And it was so loud. Now, I know over here, like last summer, there was some things and some situations that was happening where people was getting into car accidents, right? And I just didn't understand why. But see, they was happening at night. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of understands. And it'd be on the weekend. So, probably drinking, driving. Who knows? That's probably what was going on. But this one was in broad daylight. It was in broad daylight. So basically, you got this girl, white girl. I'm going to call her a girl because she just gives me that she was young, dumb. And, I don't know if she was under the influence. But she was on this side. And it seemed like she was trying to turn, and she didn't have the light to turn, and the people that was coming this way, they going, and she wound up hitting this other car who winds up getting, and this is how hard they hit. She hit that car so goddamn hard that the car that was coming this way and she turning to go this way, she hit that bitch so hard that the car went from being straight to going all the way on my side. So that bitch turned around like this and hit into another car that was already parked. And then that car hit into the car that was in front of it. I said, what in the... If you go on my Twitter page or whatever, I had posted a video of how the car looked. It was a mess. It was a mess. And I'm surprised nobody came out of that with serious injuries. Like, nobody really got hauled off with an ambulance or anything. God was looking out for them. I'm going to just say that because if you see how them cars look, both of them cars, all three of them cars was towed up. But yeah. So I just really couldn't get back on it, and then I had went to sleep. But anyway, we are back. We are back. We on it for real. This is the Deliverance, okay? And I feel like I'm gonna do it a little bit different. So we're not gonna go through the whole movie. Well, we're gonna spoil a little things because we got to talk about some things, but we're not about to go play by play, okay? We're not about to go play by play. The Deliverance is a movie by Lee Daniels. It is on Netflix. And you guys, if you have been following my channel and you watch my other videos, into what it is for the past like 2 weeks or so, I have been talking about the fact that The Deliverance was coming on Netflix. And I couldn't wait to see it. And you want to know why I couldn't wait to see it? I'm honestly, because of the cast. You have this horror movie that is it's black casted 100%. 100%. And I know somebody about to say at least one person 100%. 100%. Now, see, y'all give out honorary stuff and y'all give out cookouts and invites to just any and everybody. Glenisha Close, Glenisha can come, okay? Glenisha did her thing up in this one, all right? So she's in a part of the number, She's an honorary member, just like I'll be giving out them honorary degrees for nothing. At least Glenisha, she earned it. She earned it. But anyway, moving on from that, I haven't seen Glenn Close in a long time, so I said, oh my God, we got to get her up in here. I can't wait to see how this is going to go. And everybody saw the picture of how she was, and we like, what? Looking like just about every hood typical white woman who grew up in an impoverished area, who literally only do black men, and probably got a mixed son named Jaden. And not just any black man, hood. Okay? That's what it is. And I was just like, oh, I want to see what this is about. Then you had Audra Day on here playing the main character, who was actually playing Glenisha's daughter. Okay? Glenisha's character name is Alberta. I said, damn, even the black grandma name too. Shit, Alberta. But anyway, well, Alberta is racially universal. So let's just, these are jokes. These are jokes. So I know somebody could be like, well, why do you have to shut up? Shh, just look. Okay? Y'all have had some flaming hots. That's why my finger's red. Anyway, so you got that. You got Andre Day playing. And then she named her black daughter Ebony. I just realized that, like, that is so funny. I really want to know who came up with the name. Was it you, Glenisha, or was it the daddy? I just really want to know. I want to know. Ebony. Okay. Um, so you got her, and then you have also Monique in here. And I really wanted to see it because of Monique as well, because, you know, this is one of the second projects that Monique and Lee Daniels have done that I can think of since they have gotten back on the right track with each other, since they reconciled and apologized and forgived and, you know, all of that. So now they're really, really good again, which I'm glad to see. I'm glad to see. Let me tell you something. Lee Daniels and some of y'all probably knew about Lee Daniels when like The Butler came out and all that stuff, and probably when Precious came out or whatever. I knew about Lee Daniels back in the day when Monique was in his movie Shadow Boxer, and she was playing a crackhead. She was playing a old baby. Cuba Gooding Jr. was on there, and it was this one particular scene, baby. Monique was up in that hotel room, and she was just sucking on that glass stick. I said, God damn, and she was. I said, no, 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 girl, get up, stand up. But that's what her character was, and she did that. But anyway, that was one of my favorite movies that we used to watch that so many times back in the day. I have no idea why, but it really was good. It's called Shadow Boxer. But anyway, so you got Monique. We haven't seen Monique in a serious, serious role, or I just love the fact. I don't know. I'm sorry to get so off track, but I like when comedians or actors who are known for just being comedy people or whatever, that is the pigeonhole that they put them in, and then they pop out and you realize that, oh, they can act. Okay, they can do any type of genre within acting. They can give you comedy, they can give you drama, they can give you romance and all of that stuff. Monique fits in that. Okay, Monique fits in that. Marlon Wayans fits in that. You know, those are the main two right now that I've been seeing that really can cross. And I'm just like, yeah, that's how come Monique got that Oscar. That's how come people were talking about Marlon should be getting nominated for this and nominated for that. So yeah, that's just what it is. What is this? No, I'm gonna close that off. But anyway, so you got her, you got Audrey Day, you got Anjanou Ellis. Let me tell you something. Anjanou Ellis Taylor, because you know she married to her wife. Baby, when I found out that she was gay, I said, I knew that was the reason why I with you, okay? But Anjanou Ellis can never do anything wrong in my eyes. I just wish her character would have came in, you know, earlier, and I wish she would have really been positioned throughout, you know, the movie. The movie was almost 2 hours long. Did it need to be 2 hours long, or did it need to be this length? That's one of my biggest complaints about certain movies. I like a long movie when the plot is moving, when it's not feeling like it's dragging, and it's keeping my attention through and through. I don't have a problem with the time when to do that. But when you are going in expecting certain things and then it's just taking forever to get to that point, that's when I be like, we didn't need to have this long thing. Cut out some of those scenes and let's just get to it. Um, but I will say, even though this movie was a little long, it felt like it was long, but it still held my attention, right? I didn't really complain about that. I didn't complain about that. As I'm reviewing it now, yeah, it's some things that probably could have been cut off or cut out so that it could be a little bit shorter. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Um, you had cameo from Miss Lawrence. I believe that wasn't that Tim Bay up in the barbershop or in the hair salon where Ebony worked, was like, oh, you gotta work or something like that. Girl, I said, all right. I think this is like the first time I seen him in something like mainstream. Tim Bay came off of Instagram. It was one of those. He probably was on Vine too, but I found him on Instagram, and you know, this was back in the day, like when you had a big wave of internet comedians that were actually funny at one point. You had Blame It on Quay. You had her with TT and all that stuff, and then you had Eastside Evo, and you know, Eastside Evo is Eastside Ivo, I think. And it was this another dude, and then it was Tim Bay, and you know, as you see certain people get Yeah, I think he was around with Desi and them and all that stuff, and King Botch. You see certain people when they get mainstream, like when people actually pay attention, like the big people that can make your career, and then all of a sudden their content change and they become very much lame and not as funny as they think they are. He wasn't like that. He hasn't been like that. Like, I can still look at his stuff through and through, and I just love what his character represent. You know, he's doing it in honor of his mom. That's who he's basing it off, and plus he plays himself as well. So I was cool with. I said, look at you. He needs to be in some more stuff. Okay, he's very talented, if you ask me. Um, and then you had Caleb McLaughlin. How you say it? McLaughlin. That's what I'm gonna say. McLaughlin. Caleb from goddamn Stranger Things. Okay, he was in there. Tasha Smith was in it. When I seen her, I said, "Oh Lord, have mercy." I saw the name and I said, "Baby, I love me some Tasha Smith, but I gotta be prepared. My eardrums gotta be prepared because she be loud all the time, most of the time." But she was okay. And oh, my Epps was up in this as well, and I was so confused, honestly, about I would say about her character and about his character, but not really her character, because I can understand what her character's purpose was or whatever in the movie. She was the preacher. She was the preacher, the pastor of the church, which was a black church that Alberta, Ebony's mama, Glenisha, that she went to, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, and we only got two little scenes with her, and then we also got two little scenes with Omar Epps. And I was like, maybe it's just me who still think that people like Omar Epps is a big deal. I don't know. Maybe it's just to black folks or whatever. But for me, I just feel like Omar Epps, what was going on that you took? And I don't want to sound shady or nothing, because the only reason why I'm bringing this up, I just felt like when I saw his name that he was going to be a main or a big part of the story, or a significant part of the story. You know what I'm saying? Like he was going to have more lines to say and all of that. But he really didn't. And honestly, if you go look at the movie, if his scenes was out of it, which was only two, if his two little scenes was out of the movie, it wouldn't have made or break it, the storyline or anything like that. You wouldn't even have noticed, okay? And the movie still would have flowed real good. Um, it just felt like he went to Lee and said, "Oh, I heard you was doing this. Give me a little part, because I got a little bit of time, until my next project." That's what it felt like. So, it was good to see him on screen again, after he didn't get killed on Power. Your damn son killed you. No, it wasn't him. It was the crazy dude. Ooh, psycho. Anyway, so yeah, I was like, oh, okay, that was cool. That was cool. Um, so we get into the movie, and basically, I want to do a little bit of backstory, okay? Because what we found out is that this movie is based off of an event that happened, I believe, back in 2011. What was it? Yeah, 2011, by Latoya Evans. This actually happened in Gary, Indiana. But see, the movie actually is taking place in, I think, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, because when everything transpired, after everything transpires, Ebony said, "Listen, girl, I'm about to leave. I'm about to go stay with some family out there in Philly, and yeah, we getting up out of this house, okay?" So what wound up happening is, in the movie, you have Ebony, who is the mother of three kids. You have Caleb. He plays Nathaniel, aka Nate. You have Shantae. She's aka Tay. And then you have the youngest boy where everything really started happening. Andre, aka Dre. Okay. Glenn Close's character name is Alberta, and she plays her mother. I hope the light and the glare is not bothering y'all. I really don't, because the sun is about to set, and that's what's going on. But anyway, so you got that, and then you have Ingenue Ellis Taylor. Her character is Apostle James. Okay, um, and basically, also Monique. She's the social worker. Her name was Cynthia, I believe, up in the movie too. And so you get this mother, Ebony, who has these three kids, and she clearly has some issues. We can just see from right off the bat that the relationship between her and her mama ain't too good. You know, it's one of those up and down type of situation. I like you one day, I hate you the next, and then I go back to liking you, and then I hate you the next. It was one of those type of situations. Um, and we do find out that the mama is sick, and even though Ebony can't stand her mama, she was paying for her chemo, right? And then we also realize that something is going on with the house. Something is going on with the house. And the first instance of it is, I believe, when either it was when Ebony started seeing some fruit flies up in the house, and it's like, and it's being designated in one area, you know, and that basement door. Baby, let me tell you something. I don't want no basement that ain't fully furnished. Okay, listen, no, no, no. Now, when I went to the house, it was fully furnished. Well, it wasn't fully furnished, but you can just it was livable. Like you had the carpet down there, whatever. You could put your own stuff and make it whatever you want. That old cellar looking basement, them dank looking basement with the long stairway down there, and it's just so dark and all that stuff. No, I would never buy a house like that. Okay, absolutely not. And I get it, you know, times is hard, times was going through it, and you know, she was struggling. Okay, so she said, I gotta take what I can get, and this is what I can get. Understandable, mama, but let me tell you something. Listen, I would have scrunched up some money some way, somehow, so that they can check that basement out. Okay, because the whole time I was like, is somebody gonna go downstairs in the basement and see what's going on? Is somebody gonna go downstairs in the basement and see what's going on? They probably would have got killed. But anyway, is somebody gonna go down there? Ain't nobody go down there to the end. To the end. I was just like, all right, all right. And then like you seeing these flies, and then all of a sudden Andre, he's wanting more milk. He's dozing out. He's talking to an imaginary person, which really is an imaginary person. It's the demon that's in the body of a bird that died. The bird hit the window. We'll get to it in a second, okay? And that boy just, you know, they say when you watch these horror movies or whatever, or when they be talking about, you know, the demons and all that stuff, it was like, you know, it's easier or something, like the kids are more susceptible for them to go to. Because if you look at all these movies or whatever, when it's dealing with the same thing, why does the demon always go into the kid? Okay, it gets them first most of the time. Because they're more gullible, more naive, easily to control and all that stuff and manipulate. That's what I feel like the reason is. But yeah, so he wound up getting it, and then it started to affect the other kids. Um, because of the mom's issues, Ebony's issues, which 9 out of 10 is passed down because of her own trauma. Well, I ain't gonna say 9 out of 10. It really is. The reason why she was so hostile, she was so angry, she just wasn't a happy person, right? She didn't have that good of a relationship with her mom, and therefore she really didn't have that good of a relationship with her kids at a certain point, because at one point in time she was very much an active, full blown alcoholic, right? And you know, the kids almost got taken away from her. They got put under DCFS. That's why you have Monique there, because she's the social worker and she's their caseworker, right? And you have to tell her everything. Um, but they didn't, you know. And we see that the relationship between her and her oldest son, Nathaniel, is not good. It's not good because he's over a whole bunch of stuff. We'll get there. And then you have the mom, you know, the typical. Y'all already told you, Glennie should have played that part. Y'all saw when she was sitting out there in that black and she had them cut up jeans. I said, everybody. I know a few people that had them jeans. Some of y'all probably sitting there now and say, bitch, I got them too. Probably got them from Rainbow. It's fine, or Walmart. It's fine. It's fine. You know, and when that one scene where she came out there trying to either get Apostle James, Angelou Ellis character, or Cynthia, one of them to get up out of there. And she came outside and them hoochie daddy. Well, that's for the studs and that's for the niggas. Them booty, what is it? Coochie cutters. There it is. She had them Daisy Dukes and them coochie cutters on. And I said, well, then she get your ass back up in the house, okay? Get in the house. But you know, you got that, and basically They feel like something is going on in the house. And because of all of the bruises and the instances that's happening with the kids, they believe that the mama is doing something to them, and come to find out it's a demon or whatever that's possessing the house and all that stuff, because this same demon has did this to another family prior to this. And that's why Apostle James was there, because Apostle James was trying to help excise that demon out of that little boy, and it just didn't work. Okay. And baby, the demon had the nerve to taunt her ass. I said, that nigga, that's a he had to be black, okay? Was like, yeah, you tried me before, you lost. Here I am. I'm back for revenge, bitch. Okay, and I was like, Now you get all of that, and that's basically the gist of the movie. Okay, she get her kids taken away, but she also get them given back. Now, let's get into where this actually came from, right? So, like I said, the real story is about Latoya Ammons. And I'm so glad that they did put this in the end of the movie. Little credit saying this is, her based off of her story, and talked about what was going on. She had her mother and her 3 kids. They moved into a house in Gary, Indiana. And all of a sudden they said that it was a whole bunch of black flies and everything swarming on the porch in December. And if you know anything about the Midwest, Gary, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, Missouri, baby, when we get cold, when the winter time comes, baby, it's cold. Okay, ain't nothing living outside like that. So it's like, what are flies doing out there? It's one thing for it to be having an unusually warm summer, or I should say winter, and then maybe a little bit of insects come out because they confused. They confused. But no, it was cold as hell. And you got black flies out there, and it just kept on coming back. They kept on trying to kill them and everything, but they kept coming back, kept coming back, kept coming back. And then all of a sudden, she was hearing footsteps in the basement. She was hearing doors closing. And she basically was saying how she saw this shadowy figure that just kept on walking in the living room. Baby, let me tell you something. Right then and there, I don't play with bugs. I don't play with anything like that. As soon as I seen that there was a problem with these flies and it just wouldn't go, Ashley's packing up and going, breaking the lease, okay? I understand. You can't just pick up, but baby, we're going to have to do something. We're going to have to sleep in the car for a minute, okay? I am that type of person. All right? And then when you talk about something, you seeing a shadowy figure up in the goddamn room, in the living room going back and forth, and you seeing shoe prints and stuff that ain't none of y'all's. Hey, pack it up, baby. Wake them kids up. Get your stuff. Let's go. Matter of fact, don't even get your stuff. Take it. Leave everything there, and we'll bring something else. Okay, we can recoup that later. That's just what it would be. Because I feel like whatever it is attached to the goddamn furniture, to the appliances and everything. I don't want it around. Talking about the daughter was levitating and all this stuff. Or the son was levitating at one point, and they was praying, and it was the little girl that had got possessed and all that stuff. And, they had at one point had to talk to him, get mental evaluations, and the kids were saying different stories about what happened. And they were just trying to make it seem like the lady was crazy. But then when you see the police reports, and I sent a video about it, one of the police officers or whatever, they said that they see the shit too. They seen what happened, what was going on. And it was very much reminiscent of Monique's character when we saw in the preview when that little boy ran up that wall backwards and Monique was looking like, the fuck is this? That's how that police officer was saying in the real case. Like, he heard the stuff. The little boy was talking in tongues, and it was this different gargly voice and all this stuff. But she also had an issue, they said, with alcoholism, I think, and probably some substance abuse or whatever. And because of everything that was going on, and they couldn't find out what was happening to them physically and what all this stuff was going on, they basically made it seem like Miss Gurley was, just mentally unstable. That's probably what it was, but I don't know. They took her kids, but eventually, they tried to make it seem like, oh, because you alcoholic, whatever, you go ahead and get your stuff together, and then you'll be able to get back, right? She wound up getting her kids back 6 months later, and then they left. Somebody brought the home to do some type of project with it, and within that project, the house supposed to get demolished. The house got demolished, right? And they said that ever since that thing got demolished, it's still been, some stuff occurring over there. Girl, if the sound different or a little bit low, I can't find my headphones, but my mic, I didn't charge my mic all the way, so there's that. But anyway, that is the real story, right? And as I'm listening to this, I'm not one of those people that believe in certain things, and I know there's a lot of people that believe in a lot of this stuff, which is understandable, especially when it's religious based and all that. But yeah, I do believe there's some spirits and some demons out there. But this whole, levitating on the bed and all this, I don't believe none of that mess. And I feel like maybe it's just something that was mentally going on, like a psychological disorder or a mental disorder or whatever. Who knows, okay? Maybe it did come on through hallucinations or whatever when she was drunk and all that stuff. Who knows? Because in the movie, let's just get to the movie. First of all, I didn't understand at the beginning. I was just like, why is Ebony just so rude to her mama like this, okay? Mama is there, she got a job, clearly. And, they were sitting down at that dinner table and they was going back and forth at each other, cussing and all that stuff. And I was just really confused. And actually, it was Ebony that really had me effed up because she was just really rude right at the beginning. And, Glenisha wasn't giving her that type of energy, but she was giving it back. And then she really got upset in her feelings when Glenisha said that fish had too much garlic on it. I said, I know I would have felt some type of way if some person would have told me, you put a little bit, the seasoning is off. What you know about seasoning? I'm sorry. Just had to say that. And I feel like that's why Ebony got pissed, okay, at that part. The little boy was asking for some milk. She gets upset that he keep on asking for milk, and I think he back-talked her. And then when he back-talked her, she slapped him in the head and hit him in the mouth. And I think he had a fork or something in his mouth or something. Either way, his lip got busted from the inside. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then the mom came over there, and I could be putting two scenes together, which I think I am. It don't matter. Just know this is when we realized that she had a drinking problem. Because mama had went over there and was like, and she was like, how dare you, afterwards, she was like, how dare you come in front of me and try to smell my breath like that? I said, oops. Because baby, listen, once an addict, always an addict. And see, that is the perception that you will have to continue to have once you do these substances, and that's what you was known for, and you started acting up when you was all addicted and everything, and now it's going to follow you for the rest of your life. People just going to think if you act out of character one time or, for 1 second, they're going to be like, are you back on that stuff? You still drinking again? And she like, no, that ain't what was going on, okay? And I get it. Ebony was stressed the hell out, okay? She just got this house, right? She's struggling. She was in a relationship, from what we gathered, when she was in a relationship and, it just didn't work. The father of her kids basically was the one who called DCFS on her and, was trying to get custody of the kids and all that stuff, only for him to leave to go to Iraq because he was in the military, right? And she's dealing with the fact that she don't have enough help supporting her financially. She's stressed thin, okay? And also dealing with the fact that she has this childhood trauma that keeps coming up. And 9 out of 10, the reason why she keep on drinking and was doing the things that she was doing when she had her problem real heavy was probably because of, her not getting help for what happened when she was younger, okay? And then we realized, or at least I came to realize, because I just wasn't understanding how come her and the mama kept going back and forth at each other like that. And it seemed like the mom was trying to help, right? But then it was this one particular scene where, because when they first had their situation, that first table scene, mama said, how come you didn't let little Nate go to the to church, Not little Nate, but Drake, go to church. And you can see that in the first scene that we do see Glenisha, she was at church. She was at Tasha Smith's church, and the word was coming into her and all that stuff. She was getting the Holy Spirit and everything, whatever, right? Or I should say the Holy Ghost. And it was just speaking to her spirit. It was speaking to her soul, okay? And then you have that scene where they're going back and forth, and she's asking, how come you didn't let the boy come? And she was like, because I don't make him do anything that he don't want to do. He was up there painting on the walls and everything. And I said, I mean, I guess, but you gonna have to put some structure down and everything. But hey, cool. And I feel like when she said I don't want him to do anything that he doesn't want to do, it's like she's trying to make up for the mistakes that she did when she was messed up. So it's like I don't have the right at certain points to just basically tell him what to do because of all the stuff that I did. I don't know, it was giving that a little bit. I could be off, I could be wrong, but that's just what it was. It's just dealing with a whole bunch of childhood and adulthood traumas that was manifesting in a negative way. Okay, and on top of that, you're struggling financially. You just got a house. You find out that your car is about to be repossessed because you 3 months behind on the note. Then also you're paying for your mama chemotherapy. She couldn't pay for the last 2 months, and then mama didn't even know that she was paying for the chemo until she went up there, and the lady was like, you know, you 2 months behind. And she was like, well, maybe it was something going on with Medicaid. She said, girl, we haven't been taking Medicaid for the past year or so. And she said, well, who the hell been paying for my treatments? And then the register, the nurse gonna say, the girl. I said, the girl? You could say your daughter, her daughter, or whatever. And so this is what I mean about where I say their relationship is up and down, because you get upset, you cussing at her, she cussed back at you, but then you paying for her medical bills and all that stuff because she does have cancer. Also, you know, you get that one scene where I absolutely love when Glenisha was up in the chair, and Ebony was sitting on the floor in front of her, and Glenisha is sewing in her weave, right? Giving her a sew-in. And at the same time, while she's getting her hair done by Glenisha, Ebony is doing her daughter Shantae hair, doing her braids and stuff. And they repeating and reciting the stuff on the movie that they was looking at. And that was probably like the best scene in the movie because it was the least chaotic. It was the most normal. Okay, that was the only semblance of normalcy that we saw up in the movie, and it was actually beautiful. So I like that. I like seeing stuff like that. But anyway, that didn't last too long. Like I said, Ebony was seeing flies up in the house and all this stuff, and going down there to that basement that she never went to. You open up the door to see who down there, because at one point she thought somebody had came up into the house because she heard some things, and then they really wasn't in the house or whatever. She come back. Girl, it was one scene where, listen, let's just talk about the demonic possessions and stuff, everything that was going on, because that's what we want to go to. Ebony, we could just talk about, let me finish this with Ebony and her mama. We realized that the mama was an ain't shit mama back in the day, and it just looked like, you know, Miss Glenisha was out here chasing nigga dick. I know, I just had to say it like that. I didn't mean to say it like that. It just sounded really like she was chasing that BBC. Okay, there it is. She was chasing the BBC. All right. I'm sorry. And so she was doing all of that, and she probably was into some things and everything, and it seemed like she had multiple boyfriends that was coming in or whatever, and we saw that one of those boyfriends, whether we didn't tell whether it was her father or whether it was just another random black man that actually essayed, you know, Ebony when she was younger in a basement. You know what I'm saying? And so when she was having nightmares about him, that's what woke her up out of sleep to go downstairs and to see what was outside. And she had that baseball bat. Let me tell you something. Oh, excuse me. She better than me. Girl, I would have heard something. I would have said, let me get the hell up out of here. Probably would have hid up in there for a second. Waited till the morning. I would have been so scared. So scared. But anyway, so you got that. And it was one particular scene when they was trying to figure out what was going on with the kids, and they took them to the hospital and all that stuff because it was some things that happened all at the same time. The kids was going through everything at the same time, and they was at different places, right? So they ran the test that they could run, and everything came back normal. Now they're talking to this white receptionist or person that's in charge, right? And she was a white woman, and she wasn't being negative. She wasn't being anything with an attitude or whatever, I wouldn't say. But Ebony being hysterical and being a mother and being confused about what's going on, and she's like, I'm seeing all this stuff happening to my kids, but yet you telling me that there is absolutely nothing wrong with them, and you said that you run a test that you can run. Baby, run some more tests, do this, do that. And she just kept on doing that. And then Glenisha steps in and tries to calm it down and be like, Ebony, you don't need to be talking to the lady like that. And she was like, how the hell you gonna tell me what to say about my kids? And I understood in that moment what was going on, okay? Because after they came out of that office and then they was outside walking up the stairs, Glenisha and Ebony gets into it again. And this time I kind of feel like it was justified. No, I do feel like it was justified on Ebony's part. Because at one point I was feeling like, Ebony, you doing a lot to your mama. If you can't stand the bitch that much, why you got her living in your house, okay? But at the same time, I understood that childhood trauma stuff, undercover hurt, and everything that was going on, get it. You have every right to feel the way that you feel, but that doesn't mean that you stop loving your mom. Okay, cool. But in this instant, I was 100% on Ebony's side because she said, listen to you. You only want to be around black or be black or consider this or whatever with black until you actually gotta, be black, or go through the black experience of what we go through. Basically just like, how dare you invoke your whiteness? Because that's literally what she did. She invoked her whiteness when she was talking to that lady, when she was coming in and calming Ebony down, because Ebony was going off. She was cussing at it and all that stuff. Yeah, you could say she was being a little rude. Yeah, somebody probably gonna say, oh, she being ratchet, she being ghetto or nothing. I just saw a mother that was scared. I saw a mother that was scared, and she felt like she wasn't being heard, because she's like, listen, I know something is going on, but y'all are not seeing it, y'all not hearing it. And she gets mad at her mom because her mom comes in and she basically shut her down and made herself seem like the calm person, whereas you got this ghetto hood rat going off and can't speak or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And she was just like, no, I don't like that. And we see that happen so many times, and especially in the fact that this is why a lot of black folks, men or women, they take precautions to even getting involved or going to doctors, because of the medical racialness that we have. Medical racism, there it is. Medical discrimination and all that stuff, and the fact that we really don't have anybody but ourselves to advocate for us. And she was trying to advocate for her kids, and this is one of those things where in reality we've seen where you have people, black people, who come into the hospital, come into the ER, go to the doctor, and they talking about, oh, they feel this way, they feel that way, or they're in pain and all this stuff, and they tell them, no, ain't nothing wrong with you, or they try to put them on a thing and make it seem like, oh, you just out here trying to get drugs. No, I'm not trying to just get drugs. I'm trying to get relief from the pain that's going on, and they don't want to bother to look into it thoroughly. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad for people with sickle cell anemia, because I heard so many stories about people who had that illness and then they go to the hospital multiple times, and some of them have been accused of just trying to get drugs or whatever. No, they're literally in pain. Like, come on. And so we need people to advocate for us, and we barely have people to advocate for us, and that's why we have our people with us sometimes when we go to the doctor, because we need somebody to advocate for us, right? Ebony was advocating for her kids, okay? And then you got her mama coming in there and just trying to shut it down, like, girl, calm the fuck down. They said they did everything that they could. You don't need to be talking to this lady like that. And so I was here for her saying what she said to her. And then they talk about some, fuck you, bitch. You, I said, Miss Glenisha, you should have just ate that. You should have just ate that and let, because as much black penis you have up in your body, that don't make you black, okay? That don't make you have experienced what it is to be black. Because even if you are in the hood, on Section A, got the link card, and you're going to the Goodwill and all that stuff, you still above the black folks in the respect in the way that society, see you. Y'all can have the same income, be in the same freaking low level place, but you still gonna get looked upon as a little bit more respect because you are white. And that's basically what Ebony was trying to get at. And I said, go off, Miss Ebony. All right. Ebony had the moments where she was just like, when her and her son Nate got into it because she found a bottle of vodka and found some money, right? And he said, damn, I should have hid it better from you or whatever. Okay, fine. And she was like, where did you get the money from? He said the daddy had been sending him money orders and he had to go check, cash the money order so that, you know, he could save up to get up out of there because he can't be around there no more like that. Because at one point he saw her, you know, after he got confronted with that bottle of vodka, she was walking down the street and you can clearly tell that she had some liquor in her. And she's supposed to not been drinking, right? You already get upset that your mama had said in front of everybody, was you sniffing your breath, right? But yet you gonna prove them right back coming home and you drunk and then gonna tell your mama, well, at least I didn't drive. Okay. And Nate, he saw her walking down the street, so of course he was disgusted. He was in his feelings, and that's why he was like, he just needed to get the hell up out of there. Okay. And them two got into it. He cussed her out. And next thing you know, she slapped the dog shit out of him because she was like, regardless, bitch, you're not finna be saying that to me because I'm still your mama. Whether you respect it or not, I'm still your mama. And he pushed her ass. And I said, hold on. You know, I was just like, everybody just needs to keep their hands to themselves. I understand the frustration. I understand the anger, but y'all are doing a lot. Okay? And then Lil Dre come downstairs and he done tripped on the back because, she had, this was when she woke up and went to the door, and that's when them two get into it, and the back was on the floor and he tripped on it and slid and everything and got a little injured, and you know, it was just a mess. And it goes from there because he was pissed off that she still had his money and he wanted his money. And so eventually after all of that happened, she did give him his money back, and she was just like, you know, it's a shame that you was made to have a mother like me, a child so good like you, having to have a messed up mama like me. That's just messed up, you know. And she was just telling him, please don't go because we need you, you know. And I felt for the situation because I understood both sides. I understood it. Also, she does care about her kids, even if it comes off wrong. Because when we saw at the very beginning, when we saw Nate and the kids walking, and Shantae had to take up for Nate because he was getting bullied by the neighborhood kid, the corner boy. And then when Ebony saw he had a little injury, Ebony took off and went out there and handled that, okay? Handled that. Somebody said when they say, I fight kids, this is what I'm talking about. Because she did. She kicked that in a ball. She grabbed him by the head, bunched him on the floor, all of that stuff, and said, don't you ever touch my kid again. And if you want something else and you want to tell your mama, come on down here because I'll whip her ass too. Bitch, I was here for it. Because my mama the same way. Ain't nobody putting their hands on her kids. Okay? At all. And so I was like, all right, that's my type of mama. And then I realized she had a whole bunch of issues, and I said, never mind. I said, never mind. Okay? So you got all of that going on. Dumb turmoils, okay? The scene with Glenisha at the chemo and then Omar Epps randomly popping up being the orderly, whatever, the nurse that's administering her chemo, and her flirting with, titty all out. Them two black ladies was like, do you see what she doing? Got her titty out and everything. Just, she needs to be stopped. And when she looked at them and said, you got a problem, bitch? You know, I was really here for that too. Because honestly, I could see myself being judged just like them ladies. Like, look at this bitch up in here. Okay? Got a titty out trying to take out men's and everything. You know that's what they was thinking. You know that's the reason why they went off like that. Because it was a white woman flirting with this younger black man, right? And then, you know, I was wiggling Nisha like, baby, what you looking at? And if you got something to say, come say it to my face. You know, it was one of those type of situations, right? So I was like, I can see both sides. But I just didn't understand the point. Why we needed Omar character. all to show that she could still pull the black boys and whatever. Oh, okay. She got her nigga. They was at the birthday party and they did a little something, kiss and all that shit. I'm like, okay, can we move on? It was, if you blink, you missed it. Okay, and I was just like, that was interesting. What was the point? We could have cut all of that, right? But anyway, moving on from that. What else was going on? At one point, like when stuff started ramping up, like right before Cynthia, the social worker who is Monique, shows up, and the way I feel like Monique was playing herself. Okay, somebody said this is where Precious grown up. Okay, her character, Precious. She done finally got her stuff together. She got cleaned out. She got her soul right or whatever. And now she came on up and got good job and everything. Got her body right. And now she out here being a social worker. That's what it looked like. Okay, and say what you want about Monique, but baby, Monique looked good up in this movie. Okay, hair was laid, not a hair out of place. Okay, nan hair out of place. I said, I know that's the fuck right. But she was talking to Ebony like, listen, bitch. Now, you were supposed to tell us what was going on. You were supposed to tell us if you was going to leave, and you didn't. I'm seeing that the stuff ain't happening right up at the schools and all this stuff. She was talking to her like she already knew her for years, and they was homegirls or whatever, and she had to give her that real. It wasn't no sugarcoating. It wasn't no coddling and holding by the hand. I like that in a sense, because sometimes I feel like some of these people be scared to speak up a little bit and tell them what it really is because of the retaliation or how they might come off or whatever, and then you're trying to get the message through, and some people can be faking it and be like, yeah, I hear you and all that, and they really don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like this was a little bit more effective, slightly. And that's when the social worker notices that the daughter got some burn marks on her and the boys are injured or whatever, and she's trying to understand where they came from, where these bruises and stuff come from, and the kids can't tell them because they don't remember. And it's just crazy, and that's just what they said in the real story too. At one point they was telling them certain stories about how it happened, and then afterwards they was like, I just don't remember. I was like, oh, okay. And then it was like Shantae's birthday. We get this scene where Dre, first of all, Dre early in the movie, he came downstairs after she done told him he couldn't get another cup of milk or whatever. He came downstairs when everybody else was asleep and opened up that refrigerator and started drinking that milk until it was spilling on the floor. So at that particular moment, we already knew that he was possessed right there. He was dazed out. Next thing you know, you hear something, bam, hit the window. It was a bird, right? And so he goes outside with no shoes on and his underwear and everything. I said, blue boy, if you don't take your ass up in this, what is going on? Girl, you going over there with the bird. Next thing you know, we seen him sitting on the swing at one point talking to somebody that we can't see. And he said, I'm talking to Trey. Then when we see him go through that little psych evaluation, they was pulling out them cards and saying what you see. When it got to the bird, he said Trey. I said, no. no. And then at one point, the little boy at the birthday party, you hear him banging. That's what we saw, Miss Lawrence or whatever. You hear banging and stuff on the basement door, and we still see the flies and stuff coming out. And then they finally open up the door. Mind you, not Shantae, but Ebony's drunk, and she was not supposed to. And so they just over her at that moment. And at one point, when they opened up that door, the little boy was back there banging on the door like that. I said, now how did he get behind the basement door when the basement door was locked? I was like, oh my God, get the kids and get out. Get the kids and get out. But you had that instant. You had it where Dre went up there and she put him in the bed. Girl, she came downstairs while he up in the corner looking, and he just dazed out. He was like, I'm so scared. I said, Bill, I'm scared too. Cause I don't know what you're doing. I'm not scared in real life. I'm saying if this was really happening, what you want me to do about it? Because you scaring me right about now, okay? And so she was giving him a bath at one point, and then she had walked out because I think she had a conversation, and this was probably after Cynthia came and saw them. And you know, Cynthia didn't see it for Glenisha. Glenisha didn't see it for Cynthia. Baby, the way that they was talking, she said, "You and your cockeyed mama." I said, "You know what?" Oh man. And so she was giving Dre a bath, and she left out. And next thing you know, Nate comes in and he's strangling. The next time we see the little boy in the tub, he's being forced underwater. He's literally strangling him, trying to drown him underwater. And Ebony came up there just in time, trying to get him off of her, like he was possessed too, you know. And it took a lot of strength to get him off of that boy, you know. And so everybody was confused about what the hell was going on. Now the whole time, different times, like when Cynthia was going up there to the house, you would see Apostle James, Anjanou Ellis, you know, character sitting up in the car just watching. And her character literally doesn't come in probably till like the end of the first hour or at the beginning of the first hour, right? And I was just like, I wish she would have been there earlier. I really did. You know, and they just had her snooping, and they snapped off on her, whatever, and she wound up saying, "You're gonna need my help, okay? So give me your number, all that stuff. Here's where I'm at." And I was like, "Girl, please, ain't nobody got time for all of that." And so at this moment, when that happened with the little boy, you know, almost getting drowned, she wound up finding her. They go sit down and talk, and she gives a little history about how it was another family that came up from Virginia or somewhere. And they got into this family house, okay? A black family, a mother, a father, and a son and daughter. The son got possessed, and she was there trying to help it. And she just couldn't quite do it, right? And it just been eating at her because she couldn't say that boy. Because then after that, the mom had got possessed. The mom had decapitated the father while he was in the bed asleep. And then the little daughter saw it, and she went after her and took her life, and then unalived herself. You know, it was a lot that was going on. Okay, and so now the demon or whatever it was is still there, and it's after her son, and they gotta go through all of this stuff, trying to get him and everything. When she was explaining all of this, we see that Roberta, or I should say Alberta, but we're gonna call her Glenisha. Glenisha was coming up the steps or coming down the steps, and she was smelling some stuff. Girl, it was funky up in that bitch, the flies and everything. And then she got attacked by the demon that was in the form of the little boy. Okay, I said, what? Mind you, when they came back and Ebony came down there, was like, what happened to mama? What happened to mama? Mama had put a cross up in the house, right? I know y'all saw when that it was burning too. I said, no, we're not finna do that. All right. And so at that moment, when that happened, Dre said, "Listen, I don't know what the hell happened to Grandma. What happened?" Grandma Dad, okay, Grandma Dad. But earlier before that, and then after that, it was like at one point, all of the kids were getting possessed at the same time. They in school. Nate is in classroom, and his teacher talked to them about the HIV/AIDS epidemic when it happened, and how everybody was looked upon as just how they were. And she was talking about how her brother had AIDS, and he couldn't get help because people was looking at him like a leper. He died on the street like a leper. And Nate was just laughing his ass off, and I said, oh my God, what is happening? To the point where he fell out his chair and he was just laughing, crying. Okay, the little boy Dre was up in his classroom, shitting on the floor and throwing it at the teacher. I said, what? Now let me tell you something, Miss Teacher Girl, you was a little bit too kind for me. As soon as the little kids said, oh my God, Dre, what are you doing? And then you noticed that he got his excuse me. I would have went over there and put him up, but then again, you don't want to do that because then they'll probably you can get accused of stuff. But at the same time, I would have been like, what are you doing? She was a little bit too kind. She was a little bit too kind for me. She said, now Dre, pull your pants up. Stop that. And next thing you know, Dre pulled some shit out of somewhere and threw it at that lady. I said, this is the time where you buck up and you slap that boy. I don't care. I will take the fine and I will take the jail time. You're not about to disrespect me and throw some shit at me, okay? That is not about to happen, right? And so you got that. And then with Lil Shantae, I believe her cycle came on, but it was just dripping, and people was just acting like it was, unless she did it herself, like unless she made herself. I don't know, because then when they went to the hospital, they was doing like I'm not gonna say kit, but that's what it looked like. Or they was just trying to make sure everything was okay down there. I believe she just started her cycle. That's just what it felt like, or it seemed like. And so this is when they was doing all the tests. They couldn't find nothing wrong with the first two kids, the older kids, but it was Andre who was strapped to the damn bed, and then Cynthia, like, at one point, before this, she had her kids, and when they had left the house, when they had left the house, she saw the demon possessed Dre. Eyes turned black, was cussing her out and all that stuff. Had her almost crash into a truck, and she pulled over and she ran to this bar to get some help. She said, baby, they trying to kill my kids. Somebody's trying to kill my kids. Girl, go into the car. The kids are fine. Dre back there asleep, okay? I said, baby, maybe you need to pull over and take a nap yourself, okay? Because you are hallucinating. And so this caused her to get put into a psych ward, okay, and get herself mentally evaluated. And then the lady was up there like, have you taken a drink? She said, when was the last time you took a drink? It was like, it's been a while. No, you can stop lying. Because when you had to come in, they did an alcohol intake, whatever, blood intake, and it showed that you had alcohol. I said, well, why you asking her a question that you already know the answer for? You really thought that she was going to tell you the truth? That's not what they do. But anyway, so Cynthia was trying to talk to her and telling her that the kids was going to a Christian foster home, okay, and hopefully everything will be all right with them. These are the two older kids, and now we get to little Dre, who was strapped down, and Cynthia actually goes up into the room, and you see what's going on. He's fully possessed. He's fully possessed, okay? And next thing you know, he up there trying to bargain with her, whatever. Take the straps off and we can talk. And she said, no, baby, that ain't how this goes, okay? You don't got control. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. Next thing you know, the straps popped off. He jumps up out of the bed and he lands on the floor like he was Spider-Man. I said, baby, when did we have a crossover event? Precious. I said, what is going on? And then he got back up and he started banging back and he walked up the wall backwards and he was in that corner like Spider-Man. And I said, oh my goodness. And Cynthia was just standing there looking like, damn, so the mama really was not lying. And it was another nurse that was up in there and basically was like, girl, I'm just not here for it. I'm not going back up in that room. And so that's how it was easy for Ebony to come in and take the baby, you know, and basically they was about to do an exorcism on. Now see, Apostle James, aka Angelou Ellis' character, was basically like, she is not an exorcist or whatever. She don't do all that. What do you call it? Because you're trying to excise this demon out of this child, and so that's just basically what you're doing, okay? But she had a bottle of holy water. Now I said, okay, you flinging it on the child, and that demon was talking back to her and just saying, you know, all type of crazy stuff. And I mean, it's burning, but it ain't burning enough to cause no damage. And I said that's because it's tap water, and that tap water been tampered with or whatever, because it wasn't strong enough. It wasn't strong enough, right? And I said, I know y'all really don't think no Love Valor water is going to take the demon that been around for centuries or whatever and take him out like that. No, it's too easy, right? And so eventually they get the boy and they strap him down, right? All of a sudden, he's trying to get, she was saying, you know, get the demon out or whatever. And what it all comes down to is, this is probably the funniest thing that everybody keeps talking about in the movie. The little boy is strapped down and they're trying to excise the demon, bring him out. So his presence is actually being shown. And he morphs from being in Dre's body to it being Glenisha's body. And it just looks very monster and grotesque and everything. And then the demon started talking to Apostle James. And was like, oh, it's you. I can smell your nappy. I said, what? I could smell your what? I said, oh my God. And then gonna say, and you, Ebony, you ain't nothing but a half-breed whore. I should have flushed you down the toilet like with the rest of them blood clots. I said, oh my God. I said, God damn, Glendy. Okay, I was like, you was in Fatal Attraction, so I can give you that. You probably you a little crazy too, so you could do it. You could do it. And I was just like, oh my goodness. And then something happened where Ebony had left, and then a demon had attacked Apostle James and said, listen, bitch, you tried it before and you should have killed me then. I'm finna fuck you up because I'm getting revenge, okay? And took her life. And before she can go, she wound up giving Ebony this bottle of vegetable or holy water or whatever you want to call it. And then, she finally go down to the basement and they playing tag your it with the demon and a little boy. And next thing you know, the demon morphs from in the boy's form to Ebony's form, but evil. And I'm like, you getting your ass whooped by your evil twin, bitch. That bitch was body slammed. It turned into the WWE. I said, what the hell is going on? And then that time when she was doing all of that, I said, I know your bones broke. And when it was all over and done, none of her bones was broken. And I said, what? All right, okay, I guess. But then all of a sudden, she was just trying to get him out of there. And she was like starting praying and thanking into the Lord. And next thing you know, I guess in that moment, that's when she accepted Jesus. That's what it felt like. Because this is a religious-based, movie. And the movie started off with them being in a church scene. And then you see the mother, she's being so much in the church, she used the church to change who she was, because she wasn't that type of person that would go to church. But now she found God, and so therefore she's all about God and going to church and all this stuff and getting everybody else involved as well, putting the cross on the wall and all that stuff. And Ebony just wasn't into it. Ebony wasn't a religious person. You can clearly tell. She probably didn't believe in it at all. But then when you're talking to Apostle James about everything that was going on, and then you're seeing everything that's happening, it's like, okay, well, now I'm calling on you. I'm finally about to accept you into my life and into my heart, because I need you. I need you, Lord. Okay, come help me, Jesus. And then all of a sudden, Mama started speaking in tongues. And I said, you know what? Now, y'all could be like, oh my God, that was just so... Because I seen people say that. When that happened, girl, I was just like, first of all, y'all are playing games with religion right about now. I'm not even into all of that stuff either, but at the same time, I just felt that was a little diss. I was like, y'all doing a little bit much. You gonna offend somebody, okay? But Mama started talking in the tongues, and that's what... And she was like, oh, damn you to hell, go back to where you belong, and all that stuff. And the basement door, after she almost killed herself because she put her own foot on her neck, keeping foot on necks, okay. And then the demon went down the hill, and that was it. Mind you, when all of this stuff was happening, girl, the kids is going through it. You got Dre over there doing what he was doing. I'm surprised that his body was still here. You got Nate up there. I'm like, nobody hear all of this stuff. He is in the hallway just screaming and gnawing on himself and just hurting himself and everything and throwing up. And then Lil Shantae, she levitating and she got the hose in her hand like she was on a cross. Next thing you know, we see Nate laying on the floor like he was on the cross. I said, what in the blasphemy is going on? What is happening? And then when the demon goes, we see their body go right back to the same, like no injuries or nothing. I said, you know what? So basically what you're trying to tell us is you need to have God in your life and you will defeat all these demons. You will defeat anything that comes to you. God is the way. I mean, I guess if that's what you want. But, at the end of it, her and Cynthia became cool. Cynthia was on her team now and was going to do whatever she could to help her get her kids back. She eventually said she was gonna move because she was packing up, but baby, when we saw Ebony at the end, Ebony ass was fucked up. I said, God damn, that demon whooped your ass, okay? And then she wound up getting her kids back 6 months later. Honestly, what I feel like it was, like I said, if they saying, this is based off a true story and the lady went through what she went through, it could have been like some psychosis induced or, alcohol induced or something like that. I can't say what people went through, but I just, I'm skeptical. I'm skeptic like that. But the movie was cute for what it was. If I had to, I seen somebody was saying how this movie was so real and one of the best movies, and we ain't never seen nothing like this in the past 2000 since 2019 or whatever. I'm like, no, it wasn't. It's not even on the par to be a top 10 actually for me. Okay, I ain't gonna say top 10, top 5. Okay, I'm gonna give it that because the movie wasn't bad. But if you didn't think the Exorcist movies just about each and every iteration of the Exorcist, you seen this movie. If you seen The Conjuring, and I mean each and every movie or even one or two, you done seen this movie already before. If you seen The Haunting of Emily Rose, The Haunting of this person, The Haunting of that, you seen this movie before. If you seen any other Amityville horror movies, you seen this movie before. The only thing that made this movie different is that it was 100% an all black cast. That's it. That's it. That's it. You know, and I'm not even mad at it. I seen people that was trying to say that they were scared, maybe because y'all just don't look as y'all get scared easily or whatever. It wasn't scary at all. It had a couple of moments where I did go boom. It had a jump scare like that, but not, ooh, I'm so scared. No, because I just wasn't expecting it, right? But other than that, it was okay. It was okay. It was very much watchable. It went on a little bit longer than it needed to, but it was very much watchable. I actually did watch it another time, and I still felt the same. It was decent. I feel like Anja Day, you know, at certain parts, it felt like she was reading from a script at one point, but then it kind of like it went away from me. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't even focus on it no more. It kind of get a little bit more real. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand the Omar Epps being in it. I didn't. Excuse me. Tasha Smith, she was there. I honestly, her part really wasn't needed, but at least that second one, you know, where she went up there to talk to her, and she couldn't do nothing about it because she said, "Girl, I don't deal with this shit." Okay, but other than that, like the movie was not bad. I seen somebody that said, some people that said it wasn't good or whatever. I mean, it wasn't great. It was decent. It was okay. It was fine. I mean, you've seen this version of the movie all the time already, but I liked it because it was an all black cast. So that's just what it is. But and we need to see some more horror movies with ourselves in it, okay? Baby, let me just tell you this. I'm waiting for the one with Brandy. Is it The War Room or whatever? Whatever the hell it is. I believe it's about to come out next week or this week. Girl, I'm waiting to see it. Okay, and I really hope that it's good because I miss seeing Brandy on the screen. All right, and if they do a remake and a continuation of I Know What You Did Last Summer, Carla better have her ass back. Okay, because she really was the final girl. Fuck Jennifer Love Hewitt's character. Carla was the final girl. Carla got away for a minute, bitch, and ain't nobody know where she went. She just popped out and said, "I'm still here. I'm still alive." I said, "I know, that's right." But anyway, if I had to give this a out of 10 rating, I'll give it a 7. I give it a 7. One bad, one great, but one bad, you know. But y'all tell me how y'all felt about it, and I'll see y'all later. Girl, I am up here trying to watch the movie Trap. That'll probably be the next video review because I got okay. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Enjoy your week. Happy Memorial. What's the Memorial? Labor Day. Don't judge me. Labor Day. I'll see y'all later. Peace.